Hey folks, it's a rainy day here in Tampa, so wanted to share with you some of the retail therapy I've been doing with this whole COVID lock-in in anticipation of when we can get out and board game again. So it's just kind of gonna run through and show some of the cool stuff I've bought, and I'm getting ready to play with you guys. Let's see here. So let me start with change my overhead view here. There we go. This is the one I'm excited the most about. So this here is Forgotten Realms by Plaid Hat Games. It's a crossroad game by from Plaid Hat, and it's a game where 3 to 7 players get together and play the role of pirates. So you get to play a different pirate on the ship, um, controlling different aspects of the ship, such as the food supplies for the leader or for the crew, the cannons, the actual maintenance of the ship itself. You're going to go on adventures. It takes about 4 hours to run through a full adventure. You can save the adventure every at the midpoint, which is about the 2 hour mark. So I'm real excited about getting this one to the table. Forgotten Waters. It uses an app, and actually it's not an app; it's a website which you can download to your desktop device or your phone and use it that way. It's I'm looking forward to Forgotten Waters as a multiplayer game because I did the pre-order with Plaid Hat through Plaid Hat. It included this in here. You can see it. This token holder here. It actually holds the cards and the tokens for you, which is pretty nifty. So I'm looking forward to that. It's called Forgotten Waters. Picked up this light one here, Point Salad. We played this at Escape WinterCon. Myself and I think it was Mike Lorenzo, Dan, Rob, and this was a hit. This one's a very light card game. It's all about just scoring points by having different vegetables, and it's been a hit in my house. My family really doesn't play a lot of games with me at all, but this one has been played and was very enjoyable. I think it's because of its speed. It's such a fast game. You only take one of two actions every turn, so it keeps it simple. But there's also a lot of decisions to make in what point cards you draft and also what vegetables you draft in order to complete those point cards. So that's a hit. This is one that Rob has been telling me about. The Crew, The Quest for the Planet 9. So this is a trick-taking game, and I'm a fan of trick-taking games. I grew up on trick-taking games. In Puerto Rico, we played a lot of brisca. I think Italians call it briscola, which is a trick-taking game in pairs and partners. So it's in teams. In The Crew, it's a cooperative trick-taking game. So there's not a winner as a player or of sorts. It's you either win or lose together as a team. And the way this game works is you're going to have a goal each mission. There are 50 different missions. You'll have a goal each mission. And the goal could be, for example, Rob has to win a trick with the green number 4 card. So he's got the number 4 card, and he has to win that trick with it, or a trick with the green number 4. So we have to work together to figure out how to dole out the cards in such a way that Rob can win that trick, and that's how we succeed at that mission. This is a very exciting game for me. I like trick taking. I like co-ops. I think this one's going to be a hit. Did some additions of my Blood Bowl. So Armada Games is my local game shop. They are still open. Their online website is still working, and it was super easy to get on there and order stuff. So check out Armada's shop online for all your gaming needs. They also have the Blood Bowl stuff. So I picked up a team of Dark Elf Blood Bowls teams. So I'll get in real tight here so you guys can see it. And you will see these are the Dark Elves. I'm looking forward to playing them. I picked up for my Orc team, I'll zoom in there for you guys, a Troll. So this is a Troll player. You can add this Troll to the team for more oomph. As if the Orcs weren't already oomph enough, this Troll, I believe, has a strength of 5, which is pretty strong for a piece. So I'm looking forward to getting Blood Bowl back on the table. We're playing a lot of Blood Bowl on Steam lately. So I'm painting models and stuff, and just in the anticipation of this lockdown ending, so we can get back to the table. I did buy an ogre for my human team because I find that the human team just doesn't have enough power. The ogre is going to provide that oomph in the center of the field that the human players need to be able to succeed, be able to go up against the lizards that Alex has. Ugh. Been looking at co-op games, because in this pandemic, it's easier to play co-op games together via virtual. So I picked up Pandemic Fall of Rome. It is a Pandemic series game by Z-Man Games. But this one interests me because I like history. I like games with a Roman theme or an ancients theme, and this provides you that. This lets you play as the Roman Empire, and instead of being viruses that you're dealing with the different tribes, the different factions that are around Rome that are attempting to destroy Rome. So you battle those invading hordes. You get the forge alliances and recruit allies, allied barbarians to preserve the empire is what it says. And it's going to give you that feel of Pandemic without the whole viral thing, because I think we got enough virus stuff going on. But that is Pandemic Fall of Rome. It is a cooperative game by Paulo Mori and Matt Leacock. This one's exciting. This is one game I was looking for, a game to play with my family, right? Because my family doesn't play a lot of games. So here I am locked in with a family that doesn't like playing games. So I got to find games that are fun, fast, and not a lot of strategy involved, because you got to have some luck to be able for my 9-year-old to win. And Space Base has been a hit. It is a Machukoro style game where you're drafting cards into a tableau. You're rolling dice every turn, and depending on the results of those dice will determine on what rewards you get. Your goal is to get so many victory points every time you roll those dice. You're going to get rewards based on cards that you drafted on that tableau. There's going to be numbers between 1 and 12 on the board. So if you roll, let's say, a 1 and a 5, you can choose to activate the rewards for a card in slot 1 or a card in slot 5. And a card in slot 5. So 1 and 5 you can activate. Or you can choose to activate the combined number of 6 and trigger the card in slot 6. So the way it's been described, and I really think it's accurate, is it feels like you're playing a slot machine, but you made the slot machine. So you decide what the rewards are whenever the dice hit. What's awesome is every time you roll, you get to trigger your slot machine to see what you win. But also, every time the opponents roll, you get to trigger your slot machine based off of what they roll. So there's no downtime in this game. Every turn, everyone is active. Everyone is looking. All right, so here goes Gabriel. He's going to roll his dice, and I need a 6. I need a 1 and a 5 so I can add it up to a 6 so I can trigger my ability on that 6 and get some victory points. And boom, he rolls that 6. Beautiful, right? Those are the kinds of things that excite me, excite my family, is the rewards of Space Base. Great game. And here's the big one. This is Lock and Load Tactical. So Lock and Load Tactical is, I found it through, I've seen it before. I'm aware of it. I'm a war gamer, but I've never really given into it. I find that a lot of the chit-based games are very deep, very difficult to learn. They're so enamored with the fact that they have a table on how troops move depending on how much food they had and do they have enough cigarettes, right? You're counting beans, you're counting bullets, and to me, that's boring. In this game, Lock and Load Tactical, I downloaded the $5 starter set on Steam and played it, and I found it to be very interesting. I bought the additional expansions and played those, and then I fell in love. I'm loving this tactical rule set. It's fast, it's easy, there's no bean counting. You're focused on the tactical nature of war. We're talking 1-hour games on small tabletops, right? So we're, a board that's maybe an 11 by 8, so a sheet of paper size board. You're playing a full game in about an hour. That's what I need in my life. I can't have a game that goes on for 2 days straight. So this is the core rule set that I purchased, which don't let this scare you, because the rules aspect really, it can fit in like 17 pages. But what they do really well at Lock and Load Publishing is they provide examples upon examples upon examples and pictures to help you really understand. And then you go as deep as you want to go. If you want to play with just infantry units, you can do that. Keep it real simple. If you want to add in the vehicles, the aircraft, helicopters, you can do that, because this system not only plays World War II like we're all used to, a lot of World War II war games. This system plays things like Somalia. You can go in there with Blackhawks. It plays the Falklands Wars, right? So you can be the British versus the Argentine in the Falklands in the 80s. The War on Terror, so you're in Afghanistan. World War II, of course, so you got your World War II stuff, but this is modern and World War II all in the same system, so you don't have to learn a different system every time you change your theater or your setting, right? If I want to play World War II, it's going to be the same rules as if I was playing chasing terrorists in Afghanistan. So I'm enamored with this rule set. I picked up, this is not a must. This is digitally downloadable for free. Right now, everyone can get this rule set, this complete rule book for free. I chose to pay for it because I like the smell of ink in the morning. That's not all I got for Lock and Load. Let me get it up here. So from Lock and Load, I picked up the Lock and Load Tactical Starter Kit. This is a $15 kit, $15 to $17. It comes with a map for World War II and a map for Vietnam. It comes with chits for World War II and chits for Vietnam. It lets you play 2 scenarios from Vietnam, 2 scenarios from World War II on a quick board. Real simple, fast way to get into it. $17, and this is a full board game right here. $17, you got a full board game, and it gets you right into the Lock and Load rule set. But that wasn't enough for me. I had to buy their Normandy set. So the Normandy set, the starter set, allows you to play almost 32 scenarios of Normandy. So you're using World War II rules, World War II setting with tanks and aircraft in the Normandy setting. So it's the Western Europe stuff. This is great. This is what excites me. But on top of that, I picked up the standalone Battles of Easy Company. So if any of you've watched Band of Brothers on HBO, this allows you to play everything in Band of Brothers. Everything. This allows you to run through all the battles that they went through, and you get to play out of this little set here an additional 16 scenarios that lets you play Easy Company, lets you feel like you're Captain Winters in there doing your thing. So I'm excited to get that to the table. These are all 2-player games, so that's the tough part, is finding people. So I did buy the Lock and Load Tactical Solo game. So this is the solo expansion, which is actually an expansion that was licensed from Conflict of Heroes. It's a game I have. I have that solo system, and I love that solo system. But they are limited to just Soviets versus the Germans for that solo system. So it's very limited theater. This solo kit allows you to use that solo system that Conflict of Heroes created over at Academy Games. They licensed it to Lock and Load Publishing. And Lock and Load has modified it so that it can play in any or all of their systems. So I can use this solo system to play World War II, or to play in the Easy Company stuff, or even in the Falklands War in the 80s, or to the modern day War on Terror stuff. This solo system will allow me to play those games here by myself, which is great. And then I also purchased their 4K X maps. So what it does is it takes their standard maps and it increases them by about 25% or more. It's 4K, so they're digitally printed at high quality graphics. But what it does is it just gives you more room on the table. And for me playing solo, I'm not worried about space, so I'd rather have a bigger map board where the hexes are larger and I can see better the terrain and get more immersed in the game. They update the actual graphics of the board so they're prettier. They remove a lot of the hard lines, so it's more immersive. It looks more like a map and less like a hex board. But the hexes are still there. So that was the final thing that I purchased from the Lock and Load Publishing. So that's pretty much everything. That's all the stuff I've gotten into while not including, On Tour, which was a purchase as soon as the pandemic happened. Welcome to, as well as Railroad Inc., Red and Blue. Those things were earlier purchased in the pandemic in order to provide some roll and write games online with you guys. But these are the things that I've bought in between then. So wanted to share my haul with you, give you an idea of what I've been up to. I hope to see you guys online playing with me. I'm getting into Tabletop Simulator now. Rob and I had our first game of Blitzkrieg today and found out how easy it was. So I'm really looking forward to playing some games online with you all. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.